This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.
Officer Williams ready there? I think we got Officer Williams, Officer Tourek Williams. I don't know. I got to make sure that I pronounced his name right for the Fort Lauderdale Police Department. He's also a former FIU Golden Panther, I believe, if I'm correct. Drafted also in the NFL, so got a little taste of the NFL. And Tourek is nice enough now to join us on the program. Is it Tourek Williams? Am I pronouncing it right, Officer Williams?
Yes, sir. Tourek Williams.
Tourek Williams. All right. I like it. All right. So talk to me a little bit about, are you a Dolphins fan growing up? or what kind of a fan are you in the NFL?
You know what? I was a Dolphins fan until they let me down so many times going through, high school, middle school. But when I got drafted by the Chargers in 2013, I dropped them, man. I'm like, you know what? They don't want me. I don't want them either. So I let my Dolphin spirit go.
I got you. So you're a Justin Herbert guy now.
Hey, now I am. Yes. I mean, I like a few quarterbacks, but he's one of them. He's definitely one of them. He's in that top.
It's your favorite team now, right? You're a Chargers guy now. So
yeah, I mean, I like players. I'm more of a player guy, but I do root for the Chargers full time now. So yeah, pretty much I'm a Chargers fan at this point.
Okay, all right, good stuff. How long have you been on the force there with the Fort Lauderdale Police Department?
I've been on about 2 years or so. August will make 3 years.
And by the way, FLPD.com, they are hiring certified and uncertified police officers. So for those of you, maybe you're watching us around the country and you're unhappy where you're at and you're thinking about moving to a much better climate and much better police department.
Yes, sir.
You want to come down to the Fort Lauderdale Police Department. They are hiring certified and uncertified police officers. So if you're not getting treated right, New York City, if you're not getting treated right, Chicago, if you're not getting treated right, Seattle, then just come on down, man. Stop freezing your ass off and getting mistreated. Come on down to the Fort Lauderdale Police Department, man. So talk to me a little bit. What inspired you to be a police officer? Because I always find that intriguing. Like my wife is a teacher. And so, anybody that cares to serve our community, I'm always intrigued by the motivations because it ain't money.
Right. I mean, yeah, true.
You all deserve a lot more money. I'm just saying, teachers, police officers, firemen. I'm just saying we should be paying them a lot more. But I know money isn't the motivation. So what is the motivation?
Okay, so for me, it started when going through college or whatever. I met some really good friends on my team. Some of those, many of those guys are my best friends now who I play football with at FIU. So actually my roommate from college, Junior Delpy, is actually an officer, and he's been an officer for almost 7 years in Fort Lauderdale. So we would always talk, and those guys who I know several guys who I played with at FIU down in Miami-Dade also. We talked, and they was like, hey, man, if football don't work out, I think you'll make a good cop. So, I played 4 years. I ended up getting hurt my neck. Tried to play more, tried to move on. But, I would always hear those echoes of like, hey, if you want to use this as a backup plan, man, this would be a good spot. We do a lot of good things for the community. And it's kind of like how it was with football, where we engage with the community and we just kind of, bring the hype around it, I guess I sort of say, we make people excited about it. You know what I mean? When we come around as athletes, they love athletes. And I kind of want to bring that love around to policing too, because we're not loved by everybody. But I think we'll get back to that and just show people that we're human, we're normal, and, we'll do right by the community. We'll definitely be fair and do what we have to do. But
yeah, and I think one of the things that I think I can't speak for other departments, but I know since I'm working closer with you guys are doing a lot more community relations stuff. And when I was a kid, I remember officers hanging around our neighborhood, and we would actually know their names, and they would stop by the park, and we would rap with them, and have some fun. Hey, turn on the sirens, and they would turn it on for a moment, and we would get a kick out of it. And we built a relationship with the officers locally in the neighborhood. And there's a sense of trying to do some of those elements again, isn't there?
There is actually with the new Chief Shoto, that's his thing. He wants us to engage the community, just go out, speak to people, because a lot of people look at cops like robots,
Right.
and I'm obviously not a robot. I've only been a cop for 2 years. I've done a lot of other things in my life, played sports, went to college, totally normal dude. We don't come out of, we don't just get burst with a gun in our hand. You know what I mean? So it's
Right.
that sort of thing that people think like, oh man, this guy's been a cop, military guy all his life. No, not me, man. I actually played sports. I was those kids out in the streets playing football, throw up tackle, went to college, did those things, made it to the NFL, played. So now I just want to show people the other side, like, hey, look, I'm you and me. You know what I mean? I'm no different than you.
Sure.
I'm out here in the community to help you, help me out also, So we just trying to build those bonds back up and just get things going in the right direction.
Officer Tourek Williams from the Fort Lauderdale Police Department, former FIU Golden Panther. Which, by the way, I like your new coach. That dude kind of rubs me the right way. I hope he works out for FIU, man. I love his enthusiasm. I love his energy and all of it. I don't know what you've seen so far. Obviously, he's got to prove it on the field. And I know they had a whole bunch of recruits come in now. Just out of curiosity, your thoughts on the changes over there?
I think the changes were needed. And it happened at it was a little overdue, to be honest,
I agree.
because with the last coach with Butch, he was saying how he didn't really have the backing. He had to get older pads from other schools, like hand-me-down stuff. I don't think a Division I program should ever have to get hand-me-down equipment. You know
No.
what I mean? So what this new guy's doing, they hired from the top to bottom with the AD, and everything. So it's like, I think them bringing this guy in, he was coach of the year, I think in 2015 or 2016 or something like that. He's bringing in a lot of good guys. I'm sure they're excited to be there, and I think they'll do a great job, man, and just get the team and program moving in the right direction again, because we were going in a good place when Bush first started, and they won a lot of games. So hopefully they can keep that momentum and just get in the right. I see they also got a few good players out of the transport portals and stuff like that. So it'll be good.
Now, Officer Williams, you were talking about something that, you're just like a regular person, which is so true.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things that I think is very interesting and what you've done in your life, we all face fear, man. Fear of losing your job, fear that you've got to provide for your family, food for your kids. You got to pay for the rent every month, pay for the mortgage, your car payments. We deal with all kinds of fears overall because, life can throw all kinds of, things at you, right?
Yep.
And so you play the game of football. There's a level of fear when you play that game at FIU and then when you go to the NFL because these are big, strong, tough dudes and they're looking to knock your head off. So the collisions are real. The pain is real. Obviously, you had to deal with a neck injury. So these kind of things are real. That's a fear that you've got to overcome. All kinds of fears that we have to overcome. And so you have to the regular fear of getting your classwork done, the regular fear of playing the game of football. But then when we jump to police work and you have to deal with the fear of the streets, and we know that there aren't people out there making the right decisions all the time, Officer Williams. We've got people that are going crazy in shopping centers, in airplanes, in road rage incidents, all these things, domestic issues that you guys have to deal with on a consistent basis. I just saw we're in San Francisco in the NFC Championship game this weekend. There's a guy that's in a coma, all of this kind of crap that you guys deal with. How do you deal with the fear of putting your life on the line every single day? Because my brother, This is my 32nd year doing radio. I've never put my life on the line ever in my job. I have no fear of that. I have fear of paying bills. I have fear of, can I survive doing this? Okay, those are normal fears that we all deal with. But your fear level is another one. How do you deal with that on an everyday basis? How do you not think about it? How do you comprehend all those kind of things? Because you face, all of you officers all across the country who do an awesome job for us. You face fears we never face. How do you deal with them?
First of all, I think it all boils down to I'm a firm believer in God and stuff like that. And I just feel like, we're covered, man, and we're gonna be okay. You know what I mean? I just always feel this shield of protection from the big man up above, and I actually don't have fear. You know what I mean? When I think about these things, because it's like, if you sit back and you think about it and you kind of break it down the way you did, it'll probably drive somebody absolutely nuts. But for me and a lot of other people, a lot of people I work with, played football with in the past, we don't really think about that, man. We just go out there and do our job, and we put our best foot forward every day. You know what I mean? Instead
I
of
got
focusing
you.
on negatives, we only focus on the positive. Anything that we can bring and just make light of our situations, or just do the right thing, and just, you know what I mean? It's just, when you're so positive, the negativity.
It's funny how you go, you know what I mean? And I'm like, actually, no, I don't, bro.
Okay.
It's just because I don't know what it's like to be you. I don't know what it's like to have to face a husband that's in rage in the middle of a domestic issue. I don't know what it's like to walk up to a car and you're it's only a traffic stop. And speaking of it, um, there one of the officers that was in Little Havana, okay, he ended up losing his life on a traffic stop at the cemetery there on 8th Street and 32nd Avenue. He pulled over a guy, and that was the last time he worked. And so that's one of those things that we all fear. So we can't comprehend what it's like, what goes through your mind when you're walking up to that driver's side window to ask for the license and you don't know what you're about to face.
Right.
It's That's a fear, that's an unknown that none of us get to experience, and you have to experience that a crap ton throughout the year. I mean, we've never walked up to a car. Now you guys have to walk up to a car and your right side of your hand is right on your gun because you have no choice. You have to be really, really careful. These are fears we never deal with.
Right. You are correct. Well, I would say you got to focus more on your training. We train for stuff like that. Obviously, we can't fully go through a full shootout in a training, but
Right.
we can obviously get better at our craft and just make sure we get better each and every day. So, God forbid that happens where we have to hurt someone or somebody's trying to hurt us, but it's a reality. And we just have to be prepared for it at all times, always knowing that the what if can happen, but we don't focus on it.
Yeah, let me tell you, it's a hell of a skill that every police officer, fireman, because it's a different fear, right? It's not that the fireman's not fearing a gun, but they're fearing the fire, and they're fearing trying to save somebody and going into a smoke filled building and those kind of things. And for you guys to compartmentalize that and not think of the negative that comes with all of the territory that you guys do on an everyday basis, I don't think that those of us really think about that all the time. The things that a fireman goes through, the things a paramedic has to go through. I mean, think about the pressures. You're trying to save somebody's life, and if that person dies on you in the van on the way to the hospital, it's got to be devastating for that person. It's our civil servants deal with certain fears that we don't deal with, and that's why I wanted to bring it up.
Oh yeah, it's you definitely have to have a strong mind, and you have to have a great foundation, because I would say more so, bigger than anything is what's going on at home, is your family foundation and how you were raised, and it'll do And I can't say it for everybody, but just for me, the way I was raised, how I was brought up with God first, we just focus on the positive, and we'll do all obviously, if we're out in the field and there's something going on like that and we can do all we can do to help someone, we'll definitely do that. But we'll give it our best shot every time. So I'm okay with putting my best foot forward every day and staying positive. And, we'll save lives and we'll do the right thing.
Damn right. Officer Tourek Williams joining us. So, by the way, who's winning, Rams or Bengals?
I need the Rams to win. I need them to
win. Wait a minute. I need the Rams to win? Okay, what's the need?
You know what? I really like Aaron Donald. Like, just the way he plays football it's unreal. So I need that guy to get a Super Bowl victory.
Okay. Well, I know what you're saying. No, I understand completely what you're saying. It's one of those things that when you watch Dan Marino walk away without a Super Bowl, you're pissed. You know what I mean? You're like, yo, man, what the hell, bro? This is a guy that should have been, celebrating a Super Bowl. So when we see the great players walk away from the game, and they're one of the great players of the game, and you're going, damn, dude, Barry Sanders had to walk away from the stinking Lions because he was tired of losing. And you'll never see another Barry Sanders again in your entire life. Because I know you're probably too young for even Barry Sanders, right?
I've seen highlights. That's
right.
all.
You only seen highlights, right?
Amazing.
But for me, it's like I know I'll never see another Barry Sanders again. And they had two of them. You did see Calvin Johnson, and so Calvin Johnson's another one of those guys. So I know exactly what you're saying. It's no matter what kind of a fan you are of any team in the world, there are certain players that you gravitate to and you respect. And Aaron Donald's that guy that all of us respect, dude.
Oh, yeah.
Every one of us. And we're like, yeah, that's a championship caliber type player. I hope he celebrates one because if the Rams never win one, it's not because of him. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? That's so I know exactly what you're thinking, and I agree with you on that one. One more thing before I let you go. For people that are thinking about getting into the police department and becoming a part of our community and making our community better and protecting our citizens and serving our community, why should they join the Fort Lauderdale Police Department?
I feel like they should join the Fort Lauderdale Police Department because we're fair and impartial. We do things the right way. And it's a lot of great officers in our department, and we only push each other to be better, and we always help each other out, and we make sure we have each other's backs at the end of the day.
I love it. FLPD.com is the website. If you've been thinking about it, this is the department you want to join, the Fort Lauderdale Police Department, FLPD.com. And remember, not just here in South Florida, not throughout Florida, but throughout the country. So if you're not happy where you're at, certified, uncertified, check it out, FLPD.com. Officer Tourek Williams, thank you, sir. I appreciate you, my brother. We will catch up again down the line.
No problem. Thank you, Big O.
You got it. There you go. Our Fort Lauderdale Police Department. Tourek Williams joining us here on the program. I like it.